Long ago, in the green hills of Pobong, there was a village full of life and beauty. The land stretched wide, covered with tall trees that swayed gently in the wind. Green fields of millet and maize spread across the valley, and rivers flowing under the warm sun. The air was sweet with the scent of wildflowers, and birds filled the sky with their cheerful songs. The people of Pobong were hardworking and happy. They rose with the sun to farm the land, planting yams, millet, and maize. The women worked in the fields, sharing laughter as they shared stories. The men hunted deep in the forest, bringing home meat for their families. Children ran barefoot through the village, playing games and chasing each other beneath the trees. At sunset, the real magic began. As the moon rose, the people gathered in the village square. A small fire burned brightly, the villagers sit in circles. The elders, their voices strong and wise, told stories of brave hunters, clever tricksters, and spirits that lived in the hills. The best village drummers beat drums, calling everyone to dance. The young men and women danced and jumped in their colorful clothes. Their feet moved quickly, and the sound of their laughter could be heard loudly from afar. It was during these times that the village felt most alive, filled with joy, music, and the warmth of community. But beyond the village, deep into the thick forest, lived Gomos, the giant. Gomos was no ordinary man. He was the son of Nen, the sky god. His body was as large as a mountain, his arms as strong as the roots of a baobab tree. His voice rumbled like distant thunder, and his dark skin shone smooth as polished stone. His eyes were bright and could be seen clearly at night. The villagers feared him. Some said he could command the wind and rain. Others said that his godly blood made him dangerous and that one day he would destroy Pobong. Out of fear, no one dared to enter the forest where he lived. But Gomos was not the monster they believed him to be. He was lonely. He watched over the village from afar. When wild animals came to raid the farms, he chased them away. He attacked demons and other unseen creatures. During the rainy season, when the rivers overflowed, he used his great strength to block the floodwaters. But no one knew. No one thanked him. And so, he remained hidden, a silent guardian longing for companionship. One warm afternoon, as the sun hung low in the sky, Gomos saw her. Nenrit had come to the forest to fetch firewood. She was the most beautiful woman in Pobong. Her skin was smooth like fresh clay, and her smile shone brighter than the morning sun. She walked with grace, her footsteps light on the forest floor, and she hummed a sweet, soft tune as she walked. Gomos had never seen anyone like her. His heart stirred as he watched her gather sticks. She seemed to carry the warmth of the sun and the gentleness of the breeze. He wanted to speak to her, but how could he? Would she fear him like the others? As Nenrit bent to pick up another branch, a twig snapped under Gomos' foot. The sharp sound was loud enough to distract Nenrit. She turned quickly, and gasped. Before her stood the largest man she had ever seen. His shadow fell over her like a mountain, as he looked down at her with his bright eyes. Yet, though he was massive, his face was calm, and his expression was gentle. For a long moment, neither of them spoke. Finally, in a voice as peaceful as it was deep, Gomos said, "Do not be afraid." Nenrit, though surprised, did not run. "Who are you?" she asked. "I am Gomos," he answered. "I live in this forest. But I have watched over Pobong for many years." She tilted her head curiously. "Why do you live alone?" Gomos sighed. "The people fear me. They think I am a monster because I am different." Nenrit looked closely at him. Despite his size and strength, she saw no anger, only sadness. "You do not look like a monster," she said softly. "You look lonely." Her kindness surprised Gomos. No one had ever spoken to him with such warmth. From that day forward, Nenrit returned to the forest after her chores. Each day, they talked and shared stories. She told him of the village, the music, the dances, and the elders' tales. He listened carefully, his heart happier and lighter with every word. In turn, he told her of his father, Nen, the sky god, and the hidden wonders of the earth. With each meeting, their friendship grew stronger. And soon, friendship became love. But love is never simple. In Pobong, there was a proud and boastful hunter named Rochi. For years, he had wanted Nenrit to be his wife. He offered her gifts, beads, fine cloth, and the best meat from his hunts, but she had no love for him. When Rochi learned that Nenrit spent her days with the giant, jealousy filled his heart. He believed no one, not even a giant, should have her if he could not. One night, he went to the village elders. "The giant is a danger to us," he said. "If we do nothing, he will destroy Pobong." Fearful of Gomos' power, the elders agreed. "At sunrise, you and the strongest warriors will go to the forest and end his life." Nenrit overheard their plan. Her heart pounded with fear. She could not let them hurt Gomos. Under the moonlight, she ran to the forest and found him beneath a baobab tree. "They are coming to kill you," she warned, her voice shaking. "You must leave." But Gomos shook his head. "I will not run from those I love. If they wish to take my life, I will not fight them." Tears filled her eyes. "I love you," she said to him repeatedly. Gomos knelt before her, his large hands gently touching her face. "And I have loved you since the first day I saw you." The next morning, Rochi and the warriors marched into the forest with their spears. Gomos stood tall and unafraid, with Nenrit by his side. "Step aside, Nenrit," Rochi shouted. "He must die." But before they could strike, the sky darkened. A powerful wind swept through the forest, and a deep voice from above said, "Stop." It was Nen, the sky god. "Gomos is my son. He has protected you for years. Harm him, and the sky itself will punish you." The earth shook for a moment and finally stopped. Terrified, the warriors dropped their weapons, and Rochi fell to his knees. From that day, Gomos was welcomed as the protector of Pobong. Nenrit became his wife, and their love brought peace and happiness to the village. Together, they proved that kindness and love are stronger than fear. And so, their story was passed down from generation to generation, a reminder that even a giant's heart can be filled with love. If you love this story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more amazing African folktales, and share this story with someone who believes in the power of love.